You are seen. You are worthy. You are not alone. The world loses one person to suicide every 40 seconds. Let's change the stats. Together, we can say not suicide. Not today.
Welcome to True Crime, Authors and Extraordinary People, the podcast where we bring two passions together. The show that gives new meaning to the old adage, truth is stranger than fiction, and reminding you that there is an extraordinary person in all of us. Here is your host, David McClam.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another episode of True Crime, Authors and Extraordinary People. Of course, I'm your man, David McClam. Hey, if you guys haven't already, make sure you follow us on all of our social media. One link to a link tree will get you every place you need to go pertaining to the show. All right, if you're looking at your calendars, you probably noticed that today is not Thursday, which is the usual drop day here at True Crime Authors and Extraordinary People. But that is because we are in the Christmas season. So I'm going to tell you why I'm early and what you guys can expect. But first, I want to cover the PSA that you heard in the beginning. You will hear that PSA on every episode that I shoot from here going on out, with the exception of the ones I'm about to tell you about now because they've already been pre-edited. That is the PSA by Collin Hughes. If you listen to my last episode, it was with Collin Hughes, who was talking to us about the tragic suicide of his 15-year-old granddaughter and the importance of making sure that we're taking care of ourselves and each other. This is his PSA that you heard. And it is important that we let everybody know that no matter what's going on in life, their life is the ultimate important thing. So I'm happy to be in collaboration with Collin, and you will hear that going on out reminding you. And I remind you now, if you do feel like you are in a bad state, want to hurt yourself, somebody else, 988 is the number to call. You are definitely the most important thing in your life is worthy. All right. So why I'm early is because I have been blessed and honored to be a part of a 12-day of Christmas true crime collaboration with some of the most fabulous true crime podcasters in the world. Some you may have heard of and some you have not. And if you have not heard of these people, you need to go check out their podcast. They are fabulous. They are as passionate as I am. And I think that you will enjoy their show. So the podcasters that I have been honored to do this with that you will hear from is as follows: Deep Dark Secrets, Extinguished, Crimepedia, Walking the Line, Murder and Mimosas, Crime Over Cocktails, your favorite true crime podcast with Gavin Fish, and Santa May Be a Criminal. If you have not heard of any of these, please make sure you check them out. So I'm going to get out of here in just a second. And following this, you will hear the first day of Christmas, which ironically is me. So you'll hear me bring my story that I brought as part of that collaboration. And then from here on out, you're going to hear all the rest of them. You're going to see from 2 through 5 in succession right after this one. And then every day as the next one comes out, it will be dropped here. All of my friends' links to their podcast will be in my show notes. And I urge you to please go check them out, follow them, show them some love. With that said, I hope that you guys have a great Christmas. Hope you get everything that you wished for. Of course, I'll be back after Christmas with regular episodes. So please enjoy these. Tune in every day up until Christmas to get these new episodes. Be good to yourself and each other. And always remember, always stay humbled. An act of kindness can make someone's day. A little love and compassion can go a long way. And remember that there is an extraordinary person in all of us. I'll catch you guys after Christmas.
Ear cult.
Hey y'all. It's the Christmas season, and some of my podcasts and Investopods and friends wanted to bring you a Christmas time collaboration. Throughout the next 12 days, you'll hear stories told by creators from the following podcasts: Deep Dark Secrets, True Crime PI, Extinguished, Crimepedia, Walking the Line, Murder and Mimosas, Crime Over Cocktails, True Crime Authors and Extraordinary People, your favorite true crime podcast with Gavin Fish, and me, Richie Buck from Santa May Be a Criminal. I'm going to remind you what I always remind you, but this right here is what we in the biz call a trigger warning. So here goes. This podcast contains talk about criminal activity, including violence and murder. It may include a few cuss words, and it's probably not appropriate for your youngins, so you might want to earmuff them or send them outside to play. Now, before we get started, I want to mention 3 more things. I know, get to it, Buck, but we Southerners like to talk. First up, any opinions in these stories are solely those of the specific creators presenting the story. Suspects mentioned in these tales are considered innocent unless proven guilty in a court of law, and these are real stories about real people. People who experience unimaginable horror and tragedy. The most important thing we can do to honor the victims and the families of these stories is play an active role in our justice system, remain vigilant in our understanding of our surroundings, and support organizations that work to make sure these stories remain the exception and not the rule. And just so you know, some of these stories are going to be long, some of them are going to be short, but you never know what you're going to get until you tune in. Thanks for listening.
What's going on, everybody? My name is David McClam, and I am the host of True Crime, Authors, and Extraordinary People. And as the 12 Days of Christmas collaboration with other true crime podcasters, I am here to bring you the story of the dead body hidden beneath the Christmas presents. Michelle O'Dowd, who was 67, never imagined that her giving and welcoming spirit would be what would lead to her death when she offered her friend Patty Michelle White, who was then 41, a place to stay after she had found herself homeless. By early December of 2011, somehow the friendship had gone awry and things had began to sour between the two. O'Dowd's twin brother was always suspicious of White and grew concerned when she failed to show up to work or answer her phone. He went to her home to check on her and found her foot sticking out from beneath the presents under the Christmas tree. Her dead body laid there, buried beneath masses of Christmas presents intended for her family and grandchildren, and her face was bloodied. White had strangled her and beat her to death and hid her body there. She also stole her debit and credit cards and was arrested in South Carolina after being found when she used 2 ATMs. Family members said that White was part of the family and couldn't begin to comprehend what had transpired. They were sickened that she would bury the body beneath gifts meant for children and under the Christmas tree O'Dowd took so much pride in. Christmas was her favorite holiday, and she put much effort and time in decorating for it. White was sentenced to 45 years in prison. Thank you guys for tuning in to my grisly Christmas tale. If you want to hear more from me, the show is True Crime, Authors, and Extraordinary People. You can find me anywhere you listen to podcasts, and I drop new episodes there every Thursday. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thanks for listening to the first day of Christmas and this Christmas time collaboration. I urge you to listen to all the podcasts that are contributing to this project: Deep Dark Secrets, Extinguished, True Crime PI, Crimepedia, Walking the Line, Murder and Mimosas, Crime Over Cocktails, True Crime Authors and Extraordinary People, your favorite true crime podcast with Gavin Fish, and of course, Santa May Be a Criminal. Remember, always, always, always be nice.
Ear cult.